Hello everyone, welcome to Magical Me. I'm Jamie Mendez, spiritual intuitive and oracle, and I'm here with my weekly Moonday Oracle message. So this is going to be a message for anybody who finds themselves here. It is more of a generalized message for everyone. These aren't individualized personal readings, though it will resonate with every single person tuning in their own individual way or how they most need to hear it. So the way that this works is through intention. I do set the intention that anybody most needed to hear this message finds themselves here. And it doesn't matter when you're watching this, whether it be live, whether it be on the replay. Even if this replay is seen months from now, it's through divine synchronicity that you're seeing it exactly when you most need to hear it. So again, these are all positive messages using my intuitive abilities as well as oracle cards to discern a message of higher guidance for all of us as one, and to basically just assist us with what we most need to know and how we can best move through the energies of the week. So it is a message for the week of January 6th, 2020, and I'm going to pause 1 second before I go into anything and just let people connect. I see a bunch of you popping in. I also want to share this on my page and let people know that I am live. Hey Linz, welcome sister. Hey Shelly, Dawn, Kathleen, Tammy, Laura, welcome. Hi Jen, thanks for being here. And if I didn't say your name, sometimes Facebook is really funny. It will hide comments, or I'll see the comments later on when I check back through, when I watch the comments after the live is done. I'll be able to see comments then sometimes, for some reason. So I'm not ignoring anybody, and please don't think that. Hey, Lynette. Welcome, love. Hello, Risa. Welcome, beautiful. Thank you for being here. Okay. Let me try to figure this out. Okay. One down. Oh, hello, beautiful Maggie. Thank you for watching too. Hi, Noreen. Welcome, sweetheart. Okay. Think I got it. And one more. Look at that. Magic. All right. See if I missed anybody. Nope, I don't think so. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for being here with me and spending your hour with me this evening. So how has everyone been? It feels like I haven't been here in forever, and I guess this is my first moon day of 2020. Hey, Brenna. Welcome, sweetheart. So the energy's been real interesting. I'm going to talk first about my empathy or energy forecast, and then I will pull the oracle message. I'm going to incorporate the mudra though with the visualization that I would like to do together for Australia. So I did pull the mudras in advance to save us some time, and I didn't actually do it randomly or intuitively. I actually just looked through the deck, and one that was like, this is what I need, I grabbed. So I did do it a little differently this time around. So we will do the empathy forecast, the moon day message, and then the visual with the mudras. Hi, Tor. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Glad you made it. Drained and tired. Yeah, Lynette, I have my days where some days I feel like really very full of energy on top of the world, and then by, midday, I'm just like, oh no, that's it for me. So I definitely feel you for sure. And sleeping a little later than usual has been a theme for me. So I'm kind of just going with it. I know our physical bodies, energy bodies are going through a whole lot right now as we are transmuting and we are morphing as well into these newer frequencies. All right, so really, really quickly, the empathy forecast. Hey, Karen. Welcome, love. So first of all, I will talk about what I have been feeling. I have been feeling energetically that there is this massive opportunity or energy flowing in right now that is designed to, one, help us as individuals stand in our power. I have noticed a reoccurring theme in my dreams for almost 2 weeks straight now that have been showing me situations that might ordinarily trigger fear. They might be old, unresolved situations, patterns, behaviors, things that maybe I in the past would have worried about happening or coming to pass. And someone who did not know a little bit better might really easily interpret that as prophetic and go into a state of panic and fear when they wake up. And it's very easy when you do that to actually manifest. And we call those self-fulfilled prophecies. Manifest those things that you actually are afraid of occurring. But I'm really finding it very easy now for me to discern an opportunity to be shown and presented something that I'm being asked to work through or rise above. And so I'm really quickly noticing that when these situations arise, I quickly dissect them. Even challenges that might present themselves in your regular or your everyday, day-to-day life. These things that come up, it really has the opportunity to trigger you and take you backwards, right? And make you go into that state of, oh, not again, or I don't want to go back into this, or I'm afraid that this is going to happen or come to pass. The best thing that I can tell you is to recognize that a lot of the things that are coming up right now that might trigger a fear or frustration or a panic within you is actually just an opportunity for you to recognize that this is being detonated to show you what still has power over you, what has in the past disempowered you. So with that knowledge, it allows you, and what I was able to do was say, oh, I see what this is, and I recognize how in the past this may have triggered me to go into a state of fear. I now recognize it's triggering me to rise into my state of power. It is empowering me through the potential to take me backwards, but I recognize it so I won't allow myself in that. Now, it doesn't mean to bury the fear if it might come up that way. It's an opportunity for you to look at it, see that it was there, maybe go back to the root of why it ever triggered you to begin with, where that comes from, and then recognize that you are more powerful than this. Also, that it is an opportunity for you to grow and learn and rise into your truth, but also that spirit has your back, that you are divinely protected. And when you believe that, you really are. And you do have a powerful force of beings working with you. Your family of light is one. It doesn't matter if you do know who they are or you don't know who they are. You have this force in your corner that once you kind of turn it on and tune in and then give them permission, say, hey, come in and support me, protect me, shield me from anything that would cause me harm, you have it. So once you do that, it enables you to step into your power. So I just want to make everybody aware that a lot of these things that are coming up and maybe even being shown to you in your dreams, they might be, where people might be experiencing some sort of what they would call nightmares. We call these shadows or release dreams. And they simply are that. They're opportunities for you to recognize something and release it. It is not necessarily prophetic. And actually, prophecy dreams are incredibly rare. Does that mean that you aren't going to have a prophecy dream? No. But it just means it's very rare, and the potential that you're having more of a release dream and an opportunity to just heal from is probably much more likely. So the reason why we can notice this coming up, hi Sandy, hey Heather, welcome. Thanks for being here. The reason why we can notice that, like what's going on right now, is one, we just rose into a whole new decade, a whole new era energy. Also, the full moon lunar eclipse is coming up on the 10th. So that in itself, we know if you break that down, all full moons are about completion of cycles. They are also about release. They're also about empowerment. So you put that all together, and what's it say? It's about empowering you to release the old cycles through standing in your truth, for knowing that the only thing that is real is love, and that fear only has power if you give it to it, right? So it's helping us to rise out of old cycles into the new through empowerment. Now, the eclipses are incredibly potent, and whenever there is an eclipse, it means life-changing. And so these eclipses combined with these, with the moon, in the moon cycle, whether it be a new moon, which we just had one, and now at the end of December, now we actually have the lunar eclipse. And I believe these are full eclipses. They bring up the potential for drastic alteration of our lives and change in the best possible way. Does that mean it might look messy? It might not look messy. It means it's the potential to be either messy or not messy. But the ultimate reason for it happening is for our betterment, is for your highest and greatest good. Change is scary, but it's not always pretty, and it is certainly not always comfortable. But this is a massive shift for us to evolve individually and as a collectively. Another thing that I have been noticing this week, also I want to say before I go into that, is it's also a full moon in the sign of Cancer. Hey Rachel, love, welcome. In the sign of Cancer. And when the moon is in Cancer, well, the moon itself is ruled by the element of water. Water is the energy or the element that is connected to emotions. So think in terms of what the emotional things that have previously kept you in old cycles and old patterns. And so it's about working through those emotions, processing through those. But also Cancer is, out of the 3 zodiac signs that are water signs, Cancer is in its home with the moon and the first water sign. So this is a very potent time right now for us to deal with all of these emotional things that would disempower us, cripple us, weaken us, and enslave us. So rising up and out. So this is really a huge theme this week for empowerment, standing in your truth. And even in the face of some things that potentially seem scary or threatening, it is about still standing in your power and in your strength and in your knowing. All right. That's not it. So what else is going on is I don't even know how to word this. So I'm not an astrologer, all right? And I just simply, when certain things come to me, if they are meant for me to speak about, I grab them and hold on to them, and then I share them because they come to me for a reason. I've known about this amazingly scary phenomenon for a little while now, way back since I had my birth chart reading done with the lovely Mermaid Trove. So check out Meredith's page, Mermaid Trove. And it happens to align with my chart where Pluto and Saturn are coming into this interesting alignment for the first time in the sign of Capricorn in like 500 years. So this is a really rare planetary alignment that if you go back in history and look at every time it has occurred, something life-changing has occurred. So this really has the momentum to shift us as a collective, to shift us as individuals, to really rise up together. Now, I'm not trying to put out any fear or anything like that, because that's just not how I roll. I just want you to know that life-altering things pave the way for beauty to be reborn, for the magic to be reborn. So this is all essentially moving us into a position for wonderful things to happen. It's also, if you notice a theme lately, there's this whole sense of unity and love and compassion being birthed, especially when it comes to the tragic events that are going on right now in Australia. So it's really, you see this whole, and it's not just with coming together as people, we're coming together as one. With the animals, people are becoming more sympathetic and understanding the pain and the suffering and want to do something and make a change. With the land, with the trees. So it is all about, you can see this beauty of something that is so devastating is creating beauty within the world and within us. And it's helping us to shift and hopefully opening us up to that one love that is so needed. And what is this whole new age about? So that is my energy forecast for right now. Again, you are definitely encouraged to look more into, that alignment that I talked about with Saturn. And Saturn is the planet of karma. And then Pluto, which is the planet of really digging deep. And it is the furthest planet away, the one that we know, I guess the littlest about, or the least about. And it's kind of shrouded in mystery. So it is really kind of about clearing out those karma, those things that have been hidden from us or need to be revealed and come up into the light. So really potent stuff going on right now. Hi, Rose Maria. Welcome, sweetie. I'm glad you made it. So I was just doing my energy forecast or my empathy forecast and kind of what I've been feeling and why, or at least the reasoning behind some of what I've been feeling, and maybe it applies to all of you. Maybe it'll help some of you. So I'm going to go into the Moonday message and then we'll do the visualization together. I do want to come together and send some healing and some rain Australia's way. So not just the rain, but the land and the earth itself also does need some serious healing. So we will do that together, and we are also going to be working with 2 mudras today, all right? Hi, Carla. Welcome, love. All right, so I have decided to work with, definitely it was not intended or intentionally done, but Lucy Cavendish, who is a very beautiful author, oracle and oracle card creator from Australia. I'm actually working with one of her decks again today, and it is the Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle. And the reason that I chose the deck it didn't even have anything to do, I didn't think put 2 and 2 together right away, was because I felt very guided to call on the energy of the elementals. So the elementals are very connected to the earth, the land, and everything that is occurring. And they do take it very personally, very seriously when the land is harmed in any way. So we're calling in their assistance today, as we will also be working with them during the visualization as well. So let's see what guidance comes forward for the world as a collective's highest and greatest good for the week of January 6th, 2020. And I don't know if I mentioned the date, just kind of coming back up in my head. The date for Saturn and Pluto, I believe it is the 12th, if I'm not mistaken, which comes right off a very powerful energy gateway of the 11th, which will be 1/11/22, if you break that down according to numerology. So what guidance comes forward? Yep, this makes a lot of sense. All right. So the number of the card is a 19, and numerically we break that down to a single digit, and that makes it a 1. 1 is the number of rebirth. It's the number of forward movement. It is the number of positivity and positive change and direction. So it's also the number that connects us to the self. And I also see it as it connecting us to our intuition. So this is a very powerful number, but interestingly enough, I always see the 10 before I see the 1, and we have 19 viewers tuning in. So 19 actually would be a 10, and 10 is not recognized really in numerology. But because I traditionally, or when I first started out, I actually started reading traditional tarot, and tarot does honor the number 10. And so to me, 10 always represents the ending, of a cycle, a massive cycle. It is like the completion of a journey. And so with that 1, we see we have to get to the 10 first before we can become the 1. So, and then we start out on a new journey. So the card itself is fairy tales, letting go, detachment, and moving on. So I already feel and hear some of you over there like, oh, it just took deep breaths. About the potential panic that may have just elicited about what it is that you may be walking away from or letting go this week. So one thing I'm going to tell you is I've already really talked about it. The very first thing is the fear. Anything that would disempower you, anything that would take away your sense of safety, your sense of peace, your sense of knowing who you are and what you're capable of here. So anything that isn't serving you anymore is what you're going to be walking away from. Detaching from outcomes is probably something that I think is very beneficial in assisting us in being able to smoothly release something. So oftentimes when we know something is coming up to an end or coming up for release, we hold on really tight because of the fact, yeah, Rachel, great point, hun. She says significant for Australia too. Absolutely. Because that's really what's happening there is you see this whole kind of literally burning away for the restoration that's going to happen and occur. But getting back to, as individuals, before we let go of things, sometimes we want that guarantee on the other side. I don't want to make this move unless I know for certain this is going to happen. That's not how it works. And oftentimes we stay places that do not serve us out of what? Out of fear. So once again, it is the fear that is the ultimate culprit and the ultimate thing that we are working through, because it's not about repressing. It's not about ignoring. It will come back if you do that. It is about working through the fear and where these roots of these fears come from. And then recognizing that you are a being that is protected. And one thing that I heard today that really kind of almost felt like it was like a hit, one of those smack in the foreheads, that it was like, this was meant, listen to this, Jamie. You're going to need to listen to this. And it was, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to experience a life without challenge. Now, we'll all experience challenge, and that's a constant. It's part of our growth. It helps us grow. But not in the way that it has been. Not in those old cycles. The universe can only do so much because the universe is you. It's the you in the verse. It's universe. So the universe can only do so much without you participating. So this week, our guidance is, hi, beautiful Doreen, welcome. It is letting go of what disempowers you, letting go of what elicits fear within you, letting go of what is no longer serving you, letting go of what does not honor your truth and your bliss and your happiness here, detaching from the outcome of that choice. You cannot guarantee that on the other side it's going to be rainbows and sunshine. You cannot guarantee that you will have exactly what makes you feel comfortable on the other side if you take that jump. You just take the jump. That's when the magic happens. That's when the transformation happens, because it is through the face of our fears that we become brave, that we transcend fear and become fearless. So it is detrimental to the process that you take the jump without knowing what's on the other side. Moving on. It is time, my dear friends, to let go and let God. All right? Just move and the rest will follow. Okay? So we are rising into our power. That is what this is about. Coming into your sovereignty, because you are a divine sovereign being here. You have the power to co-create with Source Creator, God Energy, Goddess, whatever you refer to it as. You have the power to create here. We create out of fear, And we continue to create those circumstances and cycles when we stay there. We create magic and beauty and open ourselves up to the possibilities of new opportunities, new potential, of our full potential, when we just jump and expect the best. Okay? So, interesting week, but remember, it's all worth it. Okay? All right. Heather says, peace is priceless. You are absolutely right, my dear. You cannot put a price on that. And we are all deserving and worthy of it. Just looking back at the comments, make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, so with that said, we are going to go ahead and we are going to get into the visualization. So if you choose to participate, fantastic. If you don't want to, you don't have to. This is really essentially designed to take our power into our own hands, not sit and wait and hope for something good to happen. We're going to join our brothers and sisters, both human, animal, tree, plant, and earth alike. We're going to come together and we are going to call in Archangel Raphael, who is known as the divine physician healing angel. He does work very closely with the elemental energies. He does also work very closely with the earth as well, and the animals. So we are going to call his energy in to assist. And we are also going to work with 2 mudras. We are going to also work with the dragon elemental guardians, the earth and the water dragons, okay? So the first mudra that we are going to be working with, and the way that I want to do this is, at first I thought we'll work with one, then we'll work with the other. And then I heard my higher self, or my voice, say, no, we're going to work together as one. So what that means is half of us, or however many of us, choose to work with the water element mudra, work with the water element mudra. And then who chooses to work with the earth element mudra, works with the earth element mudra. Together we work together as one. All right. So I'm going to show the first one. So think to yourself, what do you feel called to? Do you feel called to work with the element of water? Do you feel called to work with the element of earth? Because today we are working with both elements. We are using the element of water to help heal and restore the element of earth. We are also working with the element of earth to help restore itself and the energy of the dragon guardians from both earth and water. Okay, so the first one is the Shakti mudra. And this is known as creative power. Look at that. So it assists with inner well-being, activation, and spiritual potential. It, when used together or using for yourself, it directs your breath, energy, and awareness into the base of the body, which is the root chakra, the base of your spine, which, interestingly, is the physical connection to earth, your I am presence. It supports the reproductive, urinary, and eliminatory systems. And let me just tell you this, guys, if anybody's like, well, I want to work with that one and I want to work with this one, you can work with both. You can go back and do this visual again on your own. The replay will be there and you can switch it up, or you could just work with both. I'll actually post both mudras on my page after this, and you can work with them as needed. All right. This also releases pelvic tension and helps to heal physical and emotional trauma. So I'm going to show you how to do this one really quickly for those of you who want to work with this one. This way you can hold the position until we're ready to do the actual visual. All right. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to take your index finger or your ring finger and your pinky fingers on both hands. So put both palms facing each other, pinkies touching, ring fingers touching. Bend down the remaining fingers and then place the thumb over top of them, holding them down. Okay? And you're just going to hold this out in front of you, just like that. Okay? Next one is the Hakini mudra, and it is known as integration. Look at that. So it assists with integration, freedom, and wholeness. It assists all of the systems of the body, supports overall health and wellness, supports full body breath and awareness, balances right and left energy channels, right? So how you're going to do this one is you're going to bring the hands to face each other in front of your torso. Gently allow the tips of all fingers to touch the same fingers on the right and left hands. Hold the hands rounded as if holding a ball. Relax the shoulders back and down and lengthen your spine. Okay? Start this way. And then just hold it like this, down in your lap, okay? All right, everybody, hold your positions. I'm going to start out by closing your eyes, and I want you to take a nice deep breath in. And release. Once again, take a nice deep breath in. And release. Last time, deep breath in. And release. At this time, we welcome in the beings of the highest and purest light, those benevolent beings here as the guardians and landscape angels of Australia. We do welcome in specifically Archangel Raphael. I also just heard that we are going to welcome in Saint Francis of Assisi to facilitate the healing and the overall well-being of the animals in Australia. We welcome in the earth and animal elemental guardians. We welcome in the guardians of the trees and the plants. We welcome in the guardians of the ley lines within Australia and the earth grid energies. We welcome in the benevolent dragon guardians of earth and water as we work together to unite heaven and earth for the healing of our friends, of our beloved Australia. We ask Archangel Raphael to take those beings that lost their lives, hold them in love, help them to transcend their pain and their suffering. Now I'd like you to envision yourself beginning to rise up out of your spot, floating in the space that you are in, rising higher out of your house, as if you're being zoomed out, higher into the sky, over your town, over your state, zooming higher over your country, zooming higher over the earth until you are sitting just above our beloved planet, our beloved Gaia. And beside you, you can feel the angel guardians holding space with you. And Archangel Raphael steps forward opposite you as we begin to work together. Archangel Raphael brings forth a beautiful ray of emerald green light. Between you and Archangel Raphael is the globe. This light begins to hover in between both you and Archangel Raphael. And as you look down at the earth between you, you zoom in on Australia. The beautiful emerald green light begins to transform into a green rain cloud. Together, you and Archangel Raphael gently guide this rain cloud down into the Earth's atmosphere, over the entire continent of Australia, stretching this rain cloud out until it completely covers the entire land. Archangel Raphael's work is with the heart chakra, with divine love and healing. So this rain cloud is infused with divine love and healing light. And now we set the intention of what we want this rain cloud to do. And we ask that this rain cloud open, gently pouring down beautiful emerald drops of steady, consistent rain, enough to drench the entire country, soaking the wounded and scorched earth, penetrating deep within, gently and consistently over the entire country, that this rain may bring about the end of the fires, allowing the land to begin its healing process. And now we call upon the earth dragon as it comes from below that scorched earth, moving and using its magnificent power to clear away the debris, the stagnant energy within the channels within the land of Australia, making room for the new life to grow, clearing the way for us, as we then call in the water dragon to help spread out the water and the rain from Archangel Raphael, gently moving it back and forth across the land, as though it was sprinkling water upon newly planted seeds, where new life will begin to grow. We see this rain begin to encompass as light over Australia, cradling all its people, all the trees, the earth, and the animals, to bring healing, nurturance, to keep it safe while the healing and the restoration continues. And may our will be done, and it harm none. And so it is. And we give thanks to those beings as we begin to gently come back into our physical bodies. Thanks to Archangel Raphael. Thank you to the dragon guardians. Thank you to the elementals and the landscape angels. We give thanks for your divine assistance and ask that this continue to cycle until it is no longer needed. And so it is. And you can open your eyes. All right, everybody. Thank you so very much for those of you who stuck around and participated, and those of you who could not, you can definitely catch us back on replay, and you can, and I absolutely encourage you to work with this once a day if you feel needed, or if you want to, because it isn't going to harm anything. All right. Much love to all. One love to all. Thank you once again for being here with me and for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you next Moonday. Love and blessings.